Greg Jennings is joining us via the Cowherd Global Satellite Network. So I'm interested. By the way, Greg, I got to read this. Hold on. Greg recently won Mr. Minnesota's men's physique division, which means he is now a professional and can compete professionally for money. Does this mean you have abs or something? Hold on. Time out. Hold on. Let me see this. What in? Are you a bodybuilder?
I am not a bodybuilder. I'm in the game of bodybuilding. I'm not in that division. So basically what this is it's broken down into divisions. You have what you see with myself in board shorts, which is considered the men's physique division. Then you have classic physique, which is a little shorter shorts. And then you have what everybody thinks of when they think of bodybuilding, the male bikini bodybuilders. But yes, this was a novice division. This was to get my pro card. So I won novices, first time competitors, and I won the overall as well. So it was a great experience, learned a lot, and looking forward to my pro debut.
Now, let me ask you, when's the last time you had a Twinkie or a corn dog or something that was actually good?
I don't eat that stuff anyway. So
really, you
everyone's
just eat
been
carrots?
like, man, you've been very disciplined. I've always eaten pretty clean. The thing that was hurting me was I didn't eat enough. So the desserts and all that craziness, I've never been interested in that anyway. So it was relatively easy for me to get on the nutrition meal plan.
Now, let me suggest an occasional piece of cake. I'm just telling you right now, it's a hell of a life. I may not look like you, but it's a great life. All right, let's segue.
Well, you don't like frosting anyway, so cake without frosting makes no sense.
Who needs icing? I mean, what's the point of life? So I was actually shocked. Cam hasn't taken a snap for the Patriots, and they actually said, you know what? We're going to do a hype video. And I thought, Belichick's saying, you know what? The world changed a little bit. We can be a little fun here. We want to send a message out to the league. We can be a little fun here. That was my takeaway on what that hype video meant. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't really think it had anything with them trying to be fun. The culture is set. Look, Belichick is all about doing your job. I think this was more along the lines of this chess game that Bill Belichick has always played when it comes to how to run a team and how to sustain success. He understands if it works out with Cam, which you have a player who feels slighted, who feels disrespected, who is motivated, who's not going to come in entitled, and he possesses all the talent in the world. If you can get him to bottle that up and then it comes out on the field of play and it benefits you not only as an individual coach, but as a team and an organization, then possibly this might be the long-term deal for you. This might be your destination. So we want you to come in here feeling like, look, we've embraced you. We don't want you to be disgruntled towards us. Don't even think about your contract. That's just to get a foot in the door. Think about what we can be, and we're going to embrace you as if this is going to be your long-term home if it works out for both sides.
Interesting. The interesting story last week. So Mahomes signs a contract, and a lot of people were critical of him, and they said, he could have gotten a better deal. And Rob Parker came on my show, and he said, listen, if I'm Mahomes, I take the most money I can take, and I tell everybody else, you figure out left guard, right guard, cornerback. I'm taking the most money. You guys have never shown an ability to win Super Bowls without me. And that was the opposite of what I thought, which is if you have confidence in yourself and think you could be an all-timer, take a few less dollars and have a defense. You don't have to be in a shootout and throw 42 times a game and become Andrew Luck. And literally, you're not surrounded by anything. But as a professional athlete, Rob Parker says, take what you can take. You have listen, the bottom line, it's not your responsibility. Do better at drafting and find good players for little money. Well, I didn't think about it that way, but I think, I couldn't crush a guy for that. Where do you land on that with Mahomes?
That's it. You have to force the organization to do their part. And their part and a part of their deal is to draft well. We've seen the Kansas City Chiefs. The reason why we're enamored with the personnel that they have is because of the way that they've drafted. It hasn't. They didn't acquire all these players via trades and free agency. They've drafted really well. So if they continue to draft well, they're going to do their part. But I'm 100% with Rob Parker here. You take as much as you can get as a player. All this, take less for the sake of the team. Well, when you're done playing, no one's going to think about the dollars that you didn't take and say, you know what, because you didn't do that, let's give you something more as you walk out the door. No, they don't think like that. And so you have to maximize your opportunity while you're hot. And Patrick Mahomes is the hottest player in our league, and he will be the hottest player in our league for quite some time.
So the Washington team name, and we were saying earlier, there are changes in America that will be harder. Police reform is not as easy as many make it sound. You have very strong police unions. There are budgets, billion-dollar budgets. Those are hard things to change, and they take time. And then there's nicknames. Just get rid of them. When you played in the league, Washington, the nickname, did it make you uncomfortable? What do you make of the change? It's taken a while, but it happened very swiftly. Once FedEx, their chairman, said, change it. What's your takeaway on the whole thing?
You know what? To jump on what you just said, when I played in the league and hearing the name Washington Redskins, to be 100% honest, I never considered it. And this is why it needed to be changed. Because until it became a highlighted situation for the masses, for all of us who don't really understand the Native American background and history and what that word and that term means, like in the slur of it and the meaning behind it, you have to be progressive and you have to advance with the times and understand that our nation is in the most sensitive place when it comes to racism and ethnic group awareness and sensitivity. And if you're not on the side of that, you're not on the side of progression. And so to your point, when I played, and even up until maybe even 2 years ago, I never really even considered it because it wasn't a problem for me. And I think right now we have to be real as people and understand just because it's not a problem for us individually and it doesn't impact us and our circle and our bubbles, that it doesn't mean that it doesn't impact another group of people. And we have to be mindful and respectful of that.
Well said. So, we were, was that Joy, was that Bleacher Report who had that thing on the most overrated players in the league?
Yes.
Okay. And most overpaid players in the league, and they had Zeke on there. And my takeaway is very few NFL players are overpaid. I can look at baseball guys all day. I can look at a handful of NBA guys and say, that's way too much money. In the NFL, I can't think of an overpaid player. I literally can't. But it's interesting with Dallas, Greg. They've paid everybody except Dak. And the general managers I've always talked to have always done the opposite. You pay the quarterback and figure the rest of the crap out later. Are you shocked that we're 2 days from the deadline with Dak and the Cowboys and we got nothing today in a contract?
I am shocked that we have nothing on the contract side of a quarterback who has proven that he can hold his own. Like Dak Prescott, he's a proven quarterback at this point in his career in our league. And you would think that he would have been paid by now. And to the point of players being overpaid, I laugh at that because as a former player, anytime we would see a player who we felt like didn't kind of earn that or just got paid, like, what? He got what? You're like, no way. How did he? But you also understand that, hey, you got to get it. And if they're willing to give it to you, kudos to you and applause to you. So I don't think that any player is overpaid because a team has to make the decision to say this player to us is worth it. And I don't know what anyone else may think his value is, but we think their value is X and we're going to pay them that. So I think every side is typically walking away feeling pretty good about where they're at.
I want to see that video of you walking around in your gym shorts with abs and stuff. So, like, you got to be honest. When you never wake up in the morning and think, oh, I would just like a big pudding. Like, not a day of the year for you. You never eat poorly. When's the last time you had bacon?
No, no, no. Hold on. Hear me out. So it's not that I don't think about the things that I desire, but my kids said this the other day. They were making sugar cookies, and I love sugar cookies. It's probably the only dessert or sweet that I will truly engage in consistently if I had the opportunity to. And my daughter said, "Daddy, we call them sugar puffs." And I was joking, but I said, you know what? I was eating my meal, and they know what it looks like. It's rice, chicken, and cucumber, or ground turkey and noodles or whatever. And I said, you know what I call this? I call this abs. So you have puffs, you have sugar puffs, and I have abs. So, I mean, it's what you want and what you want to look like and what you want to present. And to each his own. I don't knock anyone. I have cheat meals. I'm all for it.
Yeah. You ever have a cheat meal, Goulet?
Most days of my life.
I don't go that far.
Good seeing you, Greg.
Likewise. Appreciate it.
All right. Good stuff, and congratulations. All right. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.